Yo, I am back. Apologies for the slight gap in video uploads. I've been on holiday for the past week and a bit. I went to South Africa and I had an amazing time, some great experiences, got to see my girlfriend again, so some great memories there. I managed to get in the gym once while I was over there, but that was just for like a brief full body circuit, so I had pretty much 10-11 days without properly training. So got back in the gym now, feeling great. I think my body has benefited from the rest that I had, and I'm ready just to get back on my grind, working on a new training program that I'm putting together, which is going to be a 60-day training program, and I'm going to upload the videos, and feel free to go through this process with me, trying out the workouts. It's going to be a strength and hypertrophy building program. Anyway, to the workout video. So as you saw, I started with flat bench. I did dumbbell press for 4 sets and then moved into the incline, keeping the reps between 6 to 10 mostly, and always drop setting on my final set. I'm a firm believer that the drop sets that I've been doing over the years, like I've been doing drop sets pretty much since I started training, and I think that's responsible for a lot of the muscle conditioning. Like, I've got some very dense pectoral muscles, you can see the striations, and I think that's just come from conditioning the muscle by pushing it past failure over the years of training. So definitely incorporate drop sets into your workouts. I always include them, and it's just something that really sets the muscle on fire. You can push past failure, and if you're not hitting failure when you're training, then you're not going to be growing, because you're not pushing past the current limit that the muscle is built to. So if you have a capacity to, press 40 kilograms on the incline press for 10 reps and you're stopping at 8, then you're kind of shortchanging yourself there. You need to be pushing to at least 10, 11, 12 with help, whatever it is. Just keep pushing past failure, past your current limits, set your targets, and then work towards them. Here I'm just doing some chest dips to work more of the lower portion of the pectoral muscle, and another way to go past failure, like I just mentioned I was doing on the incline press, is by jumping up to the top of the rep once you hit failure, and then slowly lowering yourself down, maybe 3-4 seconds, and then jumping back up again, and try and get like 3 or 4 more reps by doing that. When doing dips, try and bring your legs forward a little bit just to shift your body weight, and that will bring the stress more onto your chest instead of being more upright, where it would hit your triceps a lot more.
I reckon you can put me in the shot. It's me in the background. I would recommend you don't do this exercise.
Yeah. Comments like, why don't you train that dude in the back? It's obviously clueless.
And again, pushing past failure, doing some negative reps right at the end. So I always talk about using your imagination to create new exercises in the gym, just to target your muscles from a different angle, or just to find the way that it activates the muscle best for you. This is an exercise that I started doing because I was lagging on the cut under the chest. So that defined line, I really wanted to build on that, and this really targeted the lower portion of the pectoral muscle for me. So some workouts I'll focus on incline to build the upper portion of the pectorals, like my previous video, which I will link here if you haven't seen that. Also, some days I'll work on the decline, sometimes I'll work flat, not necessarily that often though. I'll usually prioritize incline or decline, but definitely try this exercise, get a great contraction. Just make sure to lock your body in place and then push through your palms to contract the bottom of the chest.
Next exercise, gonna grab a dumbbell, and we're gonna start with it facing outwards, palms facing forward, and we're just gonna roll the dumbbell across our body, squeezing the chest as you go. So you're going to start feeling the contraction here, and then right over to the center of your chest when you've rolled it over. So starting here, finishing there.
This is a great finishing exercise for your chest, and if you are going to do this, then I recommend, as you probably saw, I was poking myself in the chest to ensure I was activating it. So when the arm retracts and goes to the back, you want to be contracting right from like the point of origin, and then bringing this contraction right over to the middle of your chest. If you've never done this before, then you will feel a ridiculous contraction right where the pec meets the sternum in the middle. So I definitely recommend doing this one. You get a great pump on this exercise. Select a weight that would be a good weight for you to do shrugs with. So I've got a 22 kilogram dumbbell here, and that one just gets a really good squeeze for me. Just play around with it, see which one works best for you. You don't necessarily need to go lighter or heavier, just try and keep a constant weight and really force that contraction. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I've incorporated some of Hany Rambod's FST-7 principles, which is pretty much just like a regular chest workout, but right at the end you'll do 7 sets of a superset. So what I'm doing here is a chest fly, keeping the elbows very high to target the upper portion of the pectoral muscle, and then supersetting that with a press as soon as I hit failure, because your triceps will assist in that movement. As soon as you hit failure on both of those, you go into an incline push-up position and train to complete failure.
I'm like a bird, I try to fly away.
This is a crazy angle, looks a little bit American Psycho, but just make sure you're pinning your shoulder blades to the back and then forcing that contraction through your chest. Keep your chest up and almost imagine that there's a bench behind you, so you would be keeping an arc in your lower back to try and mitigate the amount of front delt incorporation into the exercise. Again, supersetting straight into incline push-ups, and then just doing partial reps as soon as you hit failure on regular push-ups as well.
Now this is my kind of gym. So I'm just bringing the bar right down to the top of my chest line, popping it up, just getting a contraction right in my upper pecs, and then bringing it straight back down. And then as soon as I hit failure on partial reps, I'm going to go and do full reps for the last bit.
One thing to note when doing this exercise is you'll be very, very tired already if you've done this workout properly. So maybe have someone to spot you, or just go on a light weight like I've done, which will just allow you to stay safe if you do approach failure and then you can't take the bar off yourself. Another excellent finishing exercise, gets a crazy pump in the upper chest.
So by doing partial reps first, I'm going to pre-exhaust the chest, and the second part of the movement when you're doing full reps, that's when your secondary muscle, the triceps, will kick into it as well. So you're going to fully fatigue the chest, and then afterwards you're going to bring in the secondary muscle groups to assist you with that movement, just pushing past failure a little bit more.
Here's a 5-second physique update. I'm pretty happy where I am at the moment, probably about 9% body fat, so time to grow.
That concludes this week's training episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I showed you some exercises that you may not have seen before. That's what I'm trying to do with these videos, is just show you maybe one exercise in each video that you've not maybe tried before. So stay tuned, plenty more videos to come as always. Video blogs come in within the next week or two, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you next time.